everyone. Welcome to this presentation, an introduction to the RFI Modeler and HERS Reader Mentorship Program. My name is Betsy Ames. I'm the Executive Director for the Northeast Home Energy Rating System Alliance, also known as NEHERS, which is a 501c6 not-for-profit organization that was formed in 1998 to build a robust and supportive HERS industry in the Northeast. We provide training, professional development, and resources to the Home Energy Rating System, or HERS, community in the 10 states of the Northeast that are highlighted on this map in dark green. But as you can see, we do have members from as far away as Alaska. Over the last 26 years, the Northeast HERS Alliance has successfully run HERS Rater trainings 3 or 4 times a year. In the 8.5 years since 2016, we have trained 305 HERS raters, and 49% of them have been from Massachusetts. Demand is accelerating for HERS industry workers due to increased incentives from the Inflation Reduction Act, and also because of the Massachusetts code changes that happened on July 1st, 2024. The new targets are so strict that builders will have a hard time meeting the new code without engaging with a HERS rater early in the design process to ensure that energy efficiency goals are met. State climate goals are also driving demand for workers in this sector. The Massachusetts CEC Workforce Needs Assessment shows that there is a projected need for 13,000 clean energy workers by 2030. And it puts the growth rate needed for high performance building workers at 17%. This study also projects a need of 530 more workers in the construction and building inspector category, which includes HERS raters by 2030. It showed that there is a significant need to widen the funnel by expanding entry-level programming and to reduce the burden on technical and vocational schools. And it found that there's a distinct need for mentorship training for people of color and women in these fields. And it shows that 88% of employers are having difficulty finding qualified workers. It's also important to note that the HERS industry overall is also really growing across the country, not just in Massachusetts. The Residential Energy Services Network, or ResNet, was formed in April 1995 as the body to oversee the development of a national market for the home energy rating system industry. Over 4 million homes have been rated, and the ResNet Board of Directors set a goal in October of 2023 for ResNet to achieve 1 million ratings per year by the end of 2028. That's going to take a lot of raters. So the ResNet HERS Index is the gold standard for the energy efficiency assessments in the residential market in the US because it has a robust quality assurance, or QA, process, which provides third-party verification of a home's energy efficiency. The HERS Index score is used to measure the energy efficiency of a home. The lower the score, the better. A higher score is bad, just like golf. The HERS index is kind of like miles per gallon for a home because it calculates the amount of energy used by a home during daily operations like heating, cooling, and lighting. And for those who are looking to rent or buy a home, instead of relying on utility bills, which may show how much energy the previous family used, the utility bills are hard to compare between something like a family of 4 and a family of 1. The HERS index removes those human variables and provides a standardized measurement of a home's energy efficiency across different building types. So in order to get a home rated, we need to send a HERS rater out to take some measurements. So a HERS rater is a kind of energy auditor who will go into the home and conduct some site inspections and perform some diagnostic tests using some of the equipment shown here. They will then take the data back to the office, and they'll use some powerful software to create an energy model of the building. They use this model to analyze the data and create the final HERS rating report, which allows them to make recommendations to builders and homeowners about how to make the most cost-effective energy improvements in a home or building. So, as I said, the Northeast HERS Alliance has been training HERS raters since 1998, but as of April 2024, we have expanded our programming to include mentorship programming for 2 new entry-level pathways into the HERS rating industry, the rating field inspector and the HERS modeler, both of which work under a certified HERS rater who oversees the entire HERS rating process. So the first pathway, which is the rating field inspector, this person is trained to go out into the field to take measurements, conduct site inspections, collect data, and do basic performance testing like air tightness and duct leakage using equipment like a blower door test and other cool devices that were in the picture on the last slide. The RFI role is a hands-on role, and they are always out in the field. They're seldomly in the office. And this designation doesn't need quite as much training as a HERS rater needs. So becoming an RFI is a great way to gain experience in the field before going on to become a HERS rater. The second pathway is the HERS modeler. And this is a person that doesn't go out into the field at all, and they just take the data that somebody else gathered and they put it into the computer modeling software systems, and they create a computer model of the home to simulate its energy performance. This does require specific training on the ResNet accredited HERS software systems, particularly Ecotrope or RemRate are used in the Northeast. And once trained, a HERS modeler can work remotely and doesn't really ever have to go on site. So being a modeler is an excellent opportunity for people with physical disabilities to participate in the energy efficiency industry, or for those who have experience in the building trades who want less physically demanding work towards the end of their careers. And the HERS rater is essentially a combination of the RFI fieldwork and the modeler energy modeling, plus they're trained to do the analytics in order to understand how to really improve a building's energy efficiency performance. A HERS rater will work both in the field and in the office, and of the 3 designations, this one has the most training requirements in order to get certified. So whether you enter the industry as an RFI or a HERS modeler, either pathway is an excellent way to gain experience before becoming a full HERS rater. And once you achieve your HERS rating credentials, that will open doors to many pathways for career advancement, which could include things like above code programs like Energy Star, LEED, or Passive House certification, the IECC Code Compliance Specialist designation. Or as you gain experience, you could become a quality assurance designee or a HERS trainer. There are also non-certified roles like being an advisor for affordable housing projects or an advisor to a municipality. These are all excellent opportunities for people who would want to change careers by moving into a growing industry. And here is a list of some of the reasons why people hire HERS raters. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that slide, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. And hopefully that's enough information to entice you to consider submitting an application for our fall HERS industry mentorship program. Applications are now being accepted for RFIs, HERS modelers, and HERS raters on the link here on this slide. And keep in mind that both RFI and HERS modelers are entry-level positions which do not require any previous experience. Both pathways provide a good wage without a college education, and each one is a stepping stone to becoming a full HERS rater and to getting started in a field that is growing very rapidly. The eligibility requirements are as follows. This program currently is only open to Massachusetts residents at this time. You must be 18 years or older. Priority will be given to those who live in environmental justice communities and/or meet low-income eligibility requirements. And there will be some slots for folks who don't meet those requirements. You must be authorized to work in the US. In terms of having a driver's license, it is beneficial but not required. But you do have to have a working computer and reliable Wi-Fi in order to participate in the online modules. So now let's review some details about the Fall Mentorship Program. So the RFI and the modeler trainings will run from September through November, which means that they will go at a slower pace and will be spread out over 3 months with more time for students to digest the material. Both of them feature high quality recorded content with live daily support. The online modules will run weeknights from 5 to 7 p.m. during September and October on Zoom. November will be for the mentored ratings and models, the exams, and the rated field evaluations according to the participant schedule. Participants can also expect to spend about 10 to 15 hours a week for this training, including the job shadowing requirements that have the person out in the field with an experienced rater. RFIs need to do at least 20 hours in the field and modelers need to do at least 10 hours in the field. And then both RFI and modeler candidates will also be paired with a career mentor. They will receive ongoing case management support from our staff, and they will receive job placement support. In terms of the full HERS rater training, there will be up to 5 mentored slots available for that training this fall. Students who have already completed our RFI or HERS modeler training will be given priority for those slots in the HERS rater training. And this training is an intensive month-long training, which goes at a much faster pace than the RFI or modeler trainings. And those students in those mentored slots will also be paired with a career mentor. They will receive ongoing case management from our staff, and they will also receive job placement support. So we are accepting applications on a rolling basis in general, but for the fall program, we are looking for applications to be turned in by August 1st. We will consider applications that come in after that date on a case-by-case basis for the fall until the slots in this training are filled. As you can see, we anticipate the start for the fall RFI and HERS modeler program to be September 2nd if you're not already OSHA trained, and September 9th if you already have your OSHA 10 training. The start date for the fall HERS rater training, the online component begins October 28th and runs to November 8th. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, and then Wednesdays also from 1 to 4. And then the field component, which is on site for the last 3 days of that week, will run November 18th to the 22nd, and those last 3 days will be in Worcester, Massachusetts. So we hope you will decide to connect with us. If you would like more information about our mentorship program for RFIs and modelers, the link is here for a whole bunch of information on our website about the program. Also check out the webinar series that we have running that is free to anyone who wants to watch the programs live. You can sign up on our webinars page, which is linked here. And then also all of our future HERS rater trainings will be on the link for our rater training page. We do ask that you follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. It's a great way to keep up with what we're doing, and we really appreciate if you can amplify our message by sharing our posts. So that wraps this up. Thank you for taking time to listen to this presentation, and we hope you will apply for our program, or if you have questions, reach out to us at info@nehers.org or call or text us at 978-633-3013.